Welcome to New Rose Glow. I'm doing Anna Bay's 7-Step Formula to Success from her School of Affluence, and I'm still in the beginning stages, so I'm deciding who's my classy inspiration? What makes them classy? And what are some classy things that I would like to start doing or becoming? I'd love for you to follow this activity with me. Maybe you write your own list and decide what's classy for you. Now, if you follow the modules, there's a lot of in-depth information about why you should want to be classy, what makes people classy, but I just want to give you some of my own personal input. It's not exactly what Anna says, it's just what my experience is right now, and I'd like to share that with you. So here's my top 10 list of classy celebrities that I would love to follow in their footsteps. Maybe not so much their personal life, but at least their persona. And because I am not visually apt, I must wear my glasses. Okay, so number 1, Anna Bay. I mean, why would I not put Anna on this list? She's amazing, and I'm following her formula for a reason. Number 2, I have Meghan Markle. I actually have a Meghan Markle smile. When I went to the dentist, I asked for them to shape my teeth like Meghan Markle's, and they did. We have pictures to see that they're side by side. 3, Felicia Rashad. Now, she played Claire Huxtable on The Cosby Show, and I love Claire. She is so respectable. She's very calm in her demeanor. 4, I have Naomi Harris. I love her movies. She's always a very gentle person. 5, Lupita Nyong'o. Now, this goes without saying. I love Lupita. Michelle Obama. Gabrielle Union. Kerry Washington when she plays Olivia Pope. Naomi Campbell. And then lastly, I have Michelle Pratt. Well, that's a fictional character. Her actual name is Aja Naomi King from How to Get Away with Murder. I love her character. She's very preppy. Now, that's my classy inspiration, but then I have, what do these women have in common? Now, this is a real dissection of the traits that I have noticed within these women. I noticed that they are disciplined in all their things. So if you watch any of the shows I talked about or watch any of those actresses, when they're playing their parts, they don't play around with reaching their goals. They're always focused and they do everything that is in their power to reach their goal and spend very little time outside of reaching their goals. They're polite, they have lots of manners, and they have great demeanor. So these are things that I've noticed with the way they carry themselves. They're graceful, they have great posture, and they're poised. Now, this is something I didn't think that I would notice, but the more I watched them on television and the more I watched their movies, I saw that they all sat up straight, they walked with, like, the book on their head, so they're very poised people. Their put-together look, great grooming and clothing. Now, this is obviously because they have a stylist on the show or on the movie, but at least the characters are always taking an effort to make sure that they look good. They also are mindful of their words, so they don't just say things willy-nilly. They're not just going to fly off the handle and say something stupid. They take their time and think about what they're going to say before they say it, even if that means they have to pause. They're conservative and stylish, so none of the people I named wear a lot of like short shorts or mini skirts or have their whole body outside or a lot of cleavage outside. Their portrayal in movies and in television shows is always fairly conservative, but they look very alluring and attractive, even though that they're mostly covered up. They're focused on their priorities, so if somebody says, let's do something and it has nothing to do with their goals, it is very rare that they'll actually do that because a lot of their time is put towards reaching their goals and being focused with whatever is most important at the time. They're physically fit and have a healthy appearance. So they are not all like stick thin or, athletic builds, but they all look like they take care of themselves, like they eat healthy. They have a strong vocabulary and they don't swear. Now, I will say the don't swear is kind of loose because there are some characters where every now and then they'll throw out a swear word. But in general, their normal speech, they don't have it filled with swears. and they also know a lot of words. They're pleasant and not heavy complainers, and they're very appreciative. So that's the thing that really makes them stand out. Now, if you watch the show How to Get Away with Murder, Aja does complain when she's behind the scenes, but whenever she's in public, she watches the way she speaks and she watches the things she says, so she's not going to start complaining about things randomly. Everyone has this bit of strong gumption for things that go wrong in life, and they're able to just hold a few things in to be more pleasant. And they're kind hearted and considerate. Definitely, especially when they're in the public eye, they are always thinking about how their actions affect others. And that's something that I want to take on for myself. And speaking of things I want to take on for myself, some reasons why I want to be classy. I want to be respected by others. I definitely want people to treat me like I'm a person of great value. To feel more confident. I feel like when I am in more of a classy mode, I know that I want to say in the right, or I'm doing something that is good for me. So I don't feel like I have to apologize for my appearance or apologize for my words or my mannerisms. To have more doors open, like more opportunities. And when you are better looking, people give you better things. And they run to open the door for you. As my friend said yesterday, she dressed up and then people were literally running to open the door for her. So I would love people to run to open doors for me, not just literally, but metaphorically, to think of me when they have opportunities and to want to see me do well. To impress and to dazzle. So it's really just awe striking when somebody comes to you and they're well put together and when they have everything going for them. So I would love to surprise and delight, as Apple says, with my appearance and with my mannerisms and with everything. To attract other classy people. Now, this is a huge one because honestly, it's difficult for me to find classy friends because I have not been that classy. And why would they want to hang out with me? But if I start behaving and looking like I'm on the same level as the people I'd like to attract, then it'll be a lot easier for them to make that decision of wanting to be around me. To avoid getting into trouble socially. Yes. Has anyone made social blunders? You say something and you're like, oh wow, I should have never said that. Or you do something and then regret it after you realize maybe, a minute later or an hour later or worse, a year or two later, that was such a social faux pas. I have that happen to me and honestly, I'm working on it. So I'd like to get into less trouble by being classy. I mean, if you are too conservative, how are you going to get into a lot of trouble versus you being too loose with yourself? Now, you can get into a lot of trouble that way. To set a good example for others, there are people who are watching you and they want to be like you, even if it's not a realistic expectation. I've had people say, oh, I want to be an artist too, or I would like to get into consulting and the things that I do. And I want them to look at me and not to see someone who is slovenly. I want them to say, yes, I want to do what she does, and I would like to be the kind of person she is. I don't want them to say, oh, I want her job, but as for her as a person, I'd like to avoid that. I don't want people saying things like that. To gain access into upscale arenas. Now, they're just places that you can't go unless people view you as being more leveled up. And I have to change myself if I'm going to get there. To make my family proud. Now, my family, I'm first generation American. My family came to America to escape the threat of war. And I know that they have spent a lot of time trying to give me the best life that I can. And honestly, to honor them, it would be, really good of me to be respectful and to be classy and to show them that their hard work hasn't gone to waste. And to strut on the haters. So I do have people who don't want the best for me, and they've been fairly vocal about it. It's unfortunate, but that's life, and I would love to show them that, hey, you were wrong about me. And that's last on my list because it's the least important to me. Um, but just knowing that the people who don't wish you well were not correct about you. I did have to make a list of my classy flaws. So everything that I don't do well, and I didn't want to share it with you because it sounds so terrible and I don't want to sound like a monster. Um, but I do have quite a lengthy list of things that I need to work on. And at least I have the list of things that I'm going to go towards. So it's kind of like my diet, where I don't like to say I can't have something, but I like to say that I will add these things. And hopefully all those good things push out the bad things. I don't have enough room for it. And I'm hoping to do that with my character as well. That I add so many classy things that I don't have time or effort or energy or whatever it is to be less classy. Anyway, that's my hope. Those are some of the exercises that I've done, and I hope that you'll join me in doing those exercises as well. And I'd love to see your list of your top 10 classy inspirations and why you think they're classy, and then what kind of characteristics you want for you to be classy. And if you are bold, much bolder than I am, sharing some of the flaws that you're working on. And you don't have to put the flaws because I didn't. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like seeing video from me going through this School of Affluence, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. I would love to connect with you. I did hear one person say that they were also living in Atlanta, and I live in Atlanta, Georgia. So if you are in Atlanta, I would love to meet up. And I think I am going to meet up with that person who reached out to me. I'm really excited about that, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye!